Guys, welcome to the Adventures of Yola channel. On this channel, we don't talk about smoking, we don't talk about cussing, we try to keep it very family friendly because this is a clean channel. If you don't know, or if you're new to my channel, I have another channel called Dope as Yola. Dope as Yola is at one point almost 4 mil, all right? But it's an explicit channel. I do not get paid on that channel, 160 million views, and I don't get paid. And I know a lot of you are like, wait, YouTuber that doesn't get paid? I'm a different YouTuber. The Dope as Yola channel is explicit. I get restricted. I've gotten deleted, a 995K, got the page back, but do you see how much I get messed with on that channel because I talk about smoke and I cuss? This channel I made because I was getting so age restricted, and a couple months into it, I really like it. I like making other content. I like going to a toy store, going to shoeboxing, unbox. This is fun. And the fact that I can do more story times, I can just pump them out, because in the Dope as Yola channel, say it's a fight story time, I want to get like 5 stories put together. This one, I feel like, why can't I just do 3 fight stories? Why can't I just do 3 car crash stories? Like, it doesn't all have to be all pushed into one. Let's just pump out content. Let's have more stuff for us to watch, more times for me and you to chill. So with that being said, thank you so much for supporting this channel. I get paid on this channel, so if you can, please leave a like. It helps jumpstart the algorithm. Hit the notification bell, and that will let you know every single time I post, because this is family friendly and they will recommend it. And third, please subscribe. We're trying to build this channel up as big as we can. We just hit 225,000 subscribers, so thank you. With all that being said, let's get straight into this story. If you're new here, you've never heard this story. But if you have been watching me since 2017, you might have heard this story. So this is from season 1 of the Dope as Yola channel story time. It's in the fights episode. I'm gonna grab one of these and I'm gonna elaborate. I wanna tell you, when I first started doing story time, I was just talking. I didn't have a plan. I didn't like try to mold a story in your head season 1. I was just talking. The more I watch them back and edit, I'm like, yo, I forgot to talk about this. Hey, I should have mentioned this. There's more to these stories, especially now that I'm a better storyteller. I have the podcast and all, I can speak better. So here we go, guys. This is the very first fight I was ever in, the first scuffle. It broke my heart. You ready? I am about 4 years old, okay? I have a photographic memory. I can remember getting baths from my great grandma in the sink before she passed away when I was 3. My memory is pretty wild, all right? Here we go, guys. For impeccable memory, don't know what this kid's name is. Then again, I remember what he looks like. So guys, I'm about 4 years old, okay? What happens when you're 4? You know, you sit in your house and your parents watch you. Not me. Not when your parents are candy addicts, and not when you're in a family of young people. My mom had my sister at 15, had me at 17. My dad was 19 when he had me. They're kids raising kids. So we're in Clovis, California. If you know where that's at, that's right by Fresno. I used to live in Clovis. I don't remember the street, but I remember it was next to Blackstone. It's all I know. So I have friends, you know, my next door neighbor. I'm 4. But in the 90s, you were allowed to go across the street. You were allowed to go ride your bike. It's before everything got crazy and nobody went outside. So it's the 90s, the early 90s, guys. I'm 4 years old. I meet this kid across 1, 2, 3, 4. Across the street, 4 houses up, all right? I remember what the house looks like. I remember everything. I met this kid because he was playing, you know, catch outside with another kid. I'm like, hey, can I play? You know, hey, child, you're a child. We're friends. That's how easy it is to make friends as kids. You breathing? You alive? Homies. So I walked across the street, looked both ways like my mom taught me. She should have walked me across the street. She should have watched me go to a stranger's house. It's the 90s. I'm across the street. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And that's it. We're now friends. We hang out every single day. Remember, I'm 4. When I say we hang out all the time, it's probably like 2 hours. But when you're a kid, 2 hours is all day. So I just remember weeks, maybe months, going over there every day. Me and him hanging out, playing catch, playing little Sega, X-Men on Sega. We were just little tiny brown kids. One of the memories that always stick out was the first time I ever watched Beauty and the Beast. I watched it with this kid at his house. We're sitting Indian style in front of his TV, and when Gaston's doing that opening song, he's talking about all his trophies. I remember that part. Me and him looked at each other like, he's got trophies? Because as a kid, getting 1 trophy, you are now Tiger Woods. But to have Gaston say, I got 10 trophies, we thought he was the coolest. We didn't know he was a bad guy yet, all right? We were kids. So I threw that in there just because it's the one memory I just sticks with me about hanging out with that kid. So guys, you know, I tell my mom, hey, going across the street, you know, I'm a child. Just like any other day, I go across the street, go to my friend's house. Up 4 houses over, I cross the street right in front of me, go and walk on the sidewalk. I'm a little kid. I'm very cautious. My dad's a truck driver. My mom's a truck driver. Everything about driving, they tell me, they'll hit you. They won't stop. Be careful. Look both ways. So I was very vigilant about that. And if you watch the Dope as Yola channel, this is the same street I almost got hit by a car on the same street. So I mean, I pay attention, but I guess I was just a kid. Off track. Anyway, remember guys, I'm just going to my friend's house. The sun's up. I'm not in school yet, so I'm gonna go play. Playing consists of anything we decide to do. You guys remember being kids. I go across the street and there's like 6 kids there. Way more. Usually there's 1 kid down the street we play catch with, or the mean white kids across the street that always picked on me. Sometimes we play with them. They were mean to me. Anyway, I go over, I see a bunch of Mexicans Mexican kids I'd never seen. I'm like, yo, what's up? And he's playing catch. He's like, what's up, Thomas? Play catch with us. Like kids, right? I'm like, oh yeah. I'm playing catch. All these kids are like 5, 6, 7. Like the oldest one couldn't have been more than 3 years older than us. But when you're a kid, if someone is 5 seconds older than you, they're the big kid. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that fool's way older than us. You remember what it's like to be a 9th grader looking at the seniors like, what? And then once you graduate, you're like, what was I looking up? This 17-year-old kid? That's what I was looking up to? So that was me like, whoa, that fool's in school already. He's in 2nd grade. Oh my God. So I'm just talking to him. He's like, these are my cousins. I'm like, oh man, all right, got some friends. You know, I live in Fresno. I'm not with my family anymore. All of them live in Merced. It's just me, my dad, my uncle, my sister, and my mom. And that's it. So I'm at a new spot. I'm not with my grandma. I'm not with my other cousins. So I'm trying to make friends with these kids. We're playing catch for a couple minutes, guys. I don't know what happened. I don't know if this is premeditated. I don't know if he like told them to do this. Even now, I look at it like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, what did I do? I didn't get it. And that's why I said this broke my heart. I'm standing there with the ball. We're just chilling. And then like he did a signal, whatever he did. And all of them just circled me. Guys, we're just playing catch. I'm not even in school, so I'm under 5. I'm like 4 years old. I'm standing there. I remember I have the ball. I look. It's a Nerf ball. I'm looking. I'm like, huh? Because I remember they got around me. I'm like, what is this? I look at my friend. I'm like, what is this? What is happening? What are we playing? How innocent was I? What are we playing? That's what I thought. And I look at him. I'm like, what is this? He looks at me and goes, we're going to beat you up now. He whispered in my ear like he was telling me a secret. We're gonna beat you up now. That's what he said to me. I remember I looked at him and the first thing I go is, why? You know what I mean? Like me, like for what? I'm ready, but why? Like I was so upset, like for what? Why? And he looked at me, he didn't say anything, he backed up like 2 steps. I'm like, dude, this is my friend. Why is he doing this? I, without hesitation, with everything I had, I kicked him straight. I can't really say it on this. I kicked him in the groin as hard as I could with my toes up. Because I know I was like, hit him as hard as you can and hit the big kid next to him. And then that's it, it's over. You're gonna get stomped. I'm 4 years old thinking about getting jumped. So I just remember I lean back, I kick him with everything I have, toes up. Ah! I felt his pelvic bone. Like I felt it stop. It hurt my foot. I hit him so hard, mainly because I was hurt. I was so mad. I've never even hit my sister that hard when she's beating me up. I was so hurt and mad. I just, everything I could, soccer kick. I didn't feel bad till after. The second I connected with him, the loudest scream I've ever heard as a kid. He screamed like he was being kidnapped. He started crying, wailing, like you know his throat hurt from screaming. And I just did this. And all his cousins backed up and started picking him up and I ran. I didn't wait for anything. He's still screaming as loud as ever, loudest I've ever heard. And I'm like, yeah, good. And he hits the ground and I just go like this. And I start backing up because I've never been in a fight like that. My sister beats me up. I do this and that's it. I'm running home. I don't look both ways. I remember I was thinking, please don't get hit by a car. Please don't get hit by a car. Boom, dip across the street and start taking off the sidewalk. I run home, I lock the door. Nobody chased me. I thought they were chasing me. That's why I ran. As soon as I close the door, I start bawling, crying, like so hurt. And my mom's never heard me yell like that, so she bolts. Jerry Maguire slides into the room. Like, what's wrong? What's wrong? First she's like, where's your sister? What's wrong? What's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know where Shireen's at. And I'm just screaming. You know, I'm trying to talk while crying. You know, little boy kid stuff. I'm like, I'm trying to explain the kid. And she's like, stop crying. Talk to me. I explain everything. I tell her I kicked him. She just goes, good. Because I thought I was gonna be in trouble, right? She goes, good. What did he say to you? I explained. She's like, the kid across the street. She's looking at me like, are you serious? And I look at her, I'm like, Mom, what did I do? I don't know what I did. All we do was play. I was playing catch. I was crying, trying to hold it together and explain and compute why the only friend I had did that to me. 10 seconds later, dude, we just hear doof, 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 doof at the front door. We're beat from the front door. So it's not like we went into the room to talk about the fight. No, we were sitting right where I was screaming and I heard pounding and I thought the first thing was, I hope that's not his mom, because my mom is psychotic. You don't know what's gonna happen to you. All I kept thinking was, please be his dad behind the door, because I know my mom won't go off on him that crazy. Please be his dad. My mom will, but she's not gonna outright swing on the dad right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? Open the door, oof, it's his mom. Right behind him, holding himself and still crying, like trying to hold his, like he's trying to breathe, cry, and he's still holding himself. And I'm like that behind my mom, like, oh my God, I'm gonna go to jail. I'm in trouble. This kid's hurt. His mom's there. And in my mind, I was like, I hope his mom knows what she's doing. I hope she knows who she's dealing with right now. Because I don't want you to get beat up after I just hurt your son too. I liked his mom. She let me come over. She gave us like drinks and we watched movies. It hurt, man. That was my friend. She starts yelling at my mom. And I'm like, oh no, don't yell at her. do you know what's gonna happen to you? And then as soon as she like stops the sentence, my mom just goes calmly, are you done? Can I speak? And I'm like, oh no, my mom's about to Joe Pesci this lady right now. I was like, yo, where's the ice pick? It's coming. Something's about to happen. My mom looks at me and she says, Thomas, tell her what happened. I'm just sitting there shake crying, you know what I mean? Little kids still like, and then she just stops, looks at me like all heartbroken, looks at him, grabs him by the back of the neck like a bird, or like when a cat holds their prey or whatever, like she grabs him, she goes, I'm very sorry. All right, we're gonna go. I'm sorry about bugging you, and walks off. And I remember he looked at me, I looked at him like, I'll kill you. I was so hurt and mad, but more of like, I don't have any friends now. That's it. This place sucks. It's over. Kid walks away. I know he got beat up. His mom was so mad. She knows my mom. I think she knows better than to act like that to my mom. She could have been crazier, but she was going off while keeping her distance. You know what I'm saying? So what happened, guys? Never chill with the kid again. Every time I go on the yard to play by myself now, I see him and he don't even look at me. He don't look at me at all. We went from being friends every day. I lived there for another year and he never even moved his eyes in my direction again. But yeah, guys, that was the first fight I ever got in. It was almost the first time I got jumped, because I've been jumped, and the first time was in 3rd grade. It wasn't fun, but I also did win that fight, even though I was getting jumped. So yeah, guys, first fight, 4 years old, in Clovis. My friend turned on me and set me up like I was getting initiated into a gang. But the only gang I was involved in was my mom, and she was the leader. She was the enforcer and the accountant. You know what I'm saying? I was just there and trying to live. You know, they probably watch, man. If you're from Fresno and you're my age, you're around the same, you probably have seen our channel or something. That's me. I have the same face, bro. You know it's little me, little Thomas from Fresno. Yeah, that's me. The reason you can't have kids today, that's because of me. I'm kidding, guys. I have no idea. Never saw the kid again. But for sure, if you're out there watching this, I'm sorry. I know you're probably still hurt, but it's your fault completely. I'm just trying to watch Beauty and the Beast. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I like this, all right? Usually it takes us about 3 to 4 hours to do a story time. It's been about 25 minutes. So I feel like we could take a day. Why can't we do 10 stories? Why can't we upload 10 times a month? I like this channel, man. I like this channel because there's no candy. I don't have to re-roll candy. I don't have to, what did I just say? Because that happens a lot, okay? Even though they're my stories, sometimes I forget what I just said. Like, what part of the story am I on? Backtrack, let's play it back. And the craziest thing about doing this story is it's monetized, okay? This is monetized. So the shout out to all the people that did terrible things to me and getting me paid for talking about it. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you. This is the Adventures Yola channel. Never thought I'd be able to get paid on YouTube, which is crazy. The money, who cares? It's just to pay for the videos to production. My thing is growing the channel. How many more fans can we just circulate? How many more people like this story time that have never seen Dope as Yola channel or the Dope as Usual podcast or Push Trees or the Dopest? You know what I'm saying? Like, all self-circulates. Doesn't matter if we make money. As long as you guys are here having fun, that's why we're here. That's why we're busting out all these stories. More content, more stuff, new fans, just more company. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you're at home just chilling, shout out to you. If you're with your friends, thank you to all of you. If you're at school, school ends. If you're at work, work's almost over. Don't worry. I've been there, guys. So when people, I did an event last week. People come up to me, tell me their favorite story, their favorite part of their story, the first time they ever saw my channel. That means something to me. That actually matters. I remember fools' names from 5 years ago. I remember people's faces from 10 years ago because I care. I actually do care. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. So before you get out of here, do me a favor, leave a like on the channel. It's monetized. That really helps. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. That's it, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. This has been another story time. I don't know what to call this yet. I don't know if I should call it my first fight because I don't know how YouTube is. This is my first run at being a regular YouTube guy because usually I am explicit talking about candy. So I don't know what to call this yet, but this is like the first fight story time, my first scuffle, whatever you want to call it. Thank you for being here. Until next time, guys, I'm Dope as Yola. Have a dope day.